Have you ever wanted to put together a beautiful party platter, but felt overwhelmed and don't know where to start? In today's video, I'll show you how to create this stunning party platter that only needs a few simple ingredients. You may even have them all in your kitchen already. We'll make club sandwiches, tortilla wraps, and mini-filled rolls, all from the same set of ingredients. They'll look completely different once plated and come together in a way that feels thoughtful and impressive. Let's start with the ingredients. I'm using salad greens, cooked chicken, tomatoes, a selection of cold sliced meat, cucumber, sliced cheese, aioli, a dip, and sun-dried tomatoes. You can absolutely use whatever you have on hand. There are no rules. I've also got bread for the sandwiches, large fresh wraps, and small rustic bread rolls. To tie off the presentation aspect, I've also got some long wooden skewers and knotted bamboo skewers. Let's prepare the miniature rolls. Cut each roll in half and line them up with the top and bottom together. This makes it easier to reassemble neatly later. It'll look so much better when the top is placed back on the same way as it was cut off. You always need a spread of some sort to add moisture to the bread. So today I'm using aioli on the bottom halves. I love the flavour it adds, but any spread works. Chutney, hummus, pesto, dip, whatever you like. On the top halves, I'm using a spicy capsicum dip for extra colour and flavour contrast. I like to add the salad greens next. Be deliberate and let them peek out slightly for visual effect, but don't let them fall all over the place. I love this mixture of red and green leaves. Now we can add the tomato. Hold the tomato so that the core is on the side, not on the bottom. When you cut it this way, the seeds will stay intact and the slices will be round. These are miniature rolls, so they only need a single slice of tomato each. Look at these amazing colours already. Next I'll add a couple of slices of cucumber to each roll. These salad greens add bulk, colour and texture to any sandwiches. Then we can add the sliced meat. I'm using two types here for variety. Notice how you can add visual appeal by folding the meats decoratively. This effect is created by simply folding the meat in half and in half again. Look at how it gives the roll some height instead of looking flat and boring. Lastly, I'll add a little square of sliced cheese to half of these rolls. It adds a little hint of extra flavour and colour. Now place the tops back on. Because we lined them up earlier, they go back on easily. These are quite tall, so I'm going to put a skewer into each one to keep it together. It's good to keep in mind the occasion you're making food for. Since this is a party platter, it's likely these will be eaten in an informal setting, maybe standing with only a serviette, so it's important to keep them easy to pick up and eat. The skewer looks cute, but it also keeps these together. Now let's talk about the cocktail sandwiches. These are one of my favourite things to make, and I use a slightly unconventional method, but it's foolproof and delivers delicious sandwiches every time. If you'd like to see that full method step by step, I've put it all into my new ebook, Cocktail Sandwiches, the Ultimate Guide. And it's not just a recipe book, it's a method. The ebook takes you through the core technique step by step, gives you lots of filling and ingredient ideas, useful tips, and helps you build sandwiches that look beautiful and hold together well. Best of all, they can be made ahead of time without compromising on freshness. Whether you're prepping for a special event or just want to elevate a simple lunch tray, this guide gives you the confidence to create something you're really proud to serve. You can grab it today using the link in the description, and if you do, I'd love to see your creations. Next, the tortilla wraps. These are incredibly simple. If you want to see these in more detail, check out the video link here. I've filled these with cooked chicken blended with sun-dried tomato and aioli. It's such a simple filling idea that tastes delicious. This kind of blitzed filling works really well in wraps as it binds everything together and adds loads of flavour. It works best to cut these with a serrated bread knife. If your filling is particularly sticky, make sure you wipe your knife clean between cuts. For an extra little presentation touch, I'm going to add half a cherry tomato to each one. This is a mixed medley of cherry tomatoes, so I'm going to use some of each colour. It will help bring some life to these natural bread colours on the platter. Stick the tomato onto the cocktail skewer and then into the wrap. Don't you think that adds a lot to the presentation? I love it when something so simple can lift the presentation so much. So we have our 3 components all made, cut and ready. Now it's time to plate these and see our party platter come together. I'm using my large serving board today. I always start by roughly visualizing how it will be laid out. You can adjust it as you go, but having a rough plan definitely helps. I'm starting with the cocktail sandwich triangles. For best visual appeal, I'll put the sandwiches down with the filling side facing forward. Then I'll alternate the direction of each pair for variety. Then I'm going to add a row of tortilla pieces on each side. Notice how I'm making a conscious decision to alternate the colour of the tomatoes. This introduces order and symmetry, making the plate look more refined and professional. I'll mirror this to the other side to create visual balance. I've decided to put 5 tortilla pieces on each side because that's what fits. But that leaves me with 2 pieces spare. You might be tempted to squeeze them on, but don't. With food presentation, often less is more. Don't feel you have to put everything on the platter just because you made it. These extra pieces won't be wasted. You can add them later when some have been eaten to fill in the gaps, or even snack on them. Now for the mini rolls. I'm thinking 1 row on each side. I'm placing them with the nice filling side facing forward. Looking at what I have left to go on the platter, I think we can space these out a bit. The quantity of food you need depends on the number of people you're catering for. I could have made more of each of these to completely fill this tray and plated it nice and close. But if it's for fewer people, you can space it out a bit more and it will still look amazing. This leaves enough space for the last row of cocktail sandwich squares on each side. To finish these off, I'm going to add a knotted bamboo skewer. I love how this has turned out. People often ask how many this sort of platter would feed. It really depends on the occasion, the time of day, and what else is being served. There are 34 pieces on here, so I would say if this was for a light lunch, it would feed about 4 to 6 people. If it was part of a larger spread, it could feed 8 to 12 people. I know many of you, like me, don't just want your food to taste good, you want it to look beautiful too. It's how we show we care. If you'd love to learn a method for making elegant cocktail sandwiches with confidence, don't forget to check out my ebook, Cocktail Sandwiches, The Ultimate Guide. You'll find a link in the description below. Or if you're looking for more inspiration, check out this tortilla wrap making video here. See you next time!